Hi, I'm Kendra. At 58, I never expected to be fighting for control of my own home, but here we are. It's been 3 years since Jack passed, leaving me this sprawling 4-bedroom colonial that's been in my name since we bought it 30 years ago. You look exhausted. Has Marcus been giving you trouble again? Eleanor asked, stirring her coffee across my kitchen table. When isn't he? Yesterday, he questioned why I replaced the microwave without consulting the family first. It's like he's forgotten whose house this actually is. That boy has been trying to run your life since Jack died. You need to set some boundaries before it gets worse. I sighed, glancing out the window toward the guest house where Marcus, Vanessa, and little Lily had been living for the past 2 years. What started as a 6-month arrangement while they saved for a down payment had turned into permanent residency with no end in sight. Warren called yesterday. He wants to meet about the investment portfolio Jack left. Good. At least someone's looking out for your financial interests. What time? 11. Want to grab lunch after? I've been thinking about that trip to Santa Fe we talked about. Maybe it's time we actually book it. The doorbell interrupted us, and I opened it to find Warren on my porch, briefcase in hand, 20 minutes early. Sorry to arrive ahead of schedule. Traffic was lighter than expected. We settled in my office, spreadsheets spread across the desk. Kendra, I've noticed some concerning patterns. There have been attempts to access your accounts from devices I don't recognize, and someone's been calling about making changes to your portfolio. Let me guess. My son? I can't confirm that, but the person claimed to be helping you manage things. I refused without your direct authorization. Thank God. Marcus means well, but with all due respect, controlling someone's finances without their knowledge isn't well-intentioned. It's concerning. After Warren left, I called Eleanor. Let's book that trip. 2 weeks in Santa Fe, starting next month. Of course, Marcus appeared at dinner that night, helping himself to the lasagna I'd made. Mom, Vanessa and I were thinking of converting the sunroom into a home office space. The guest house is getting cramped with Lily's stuff. Actually, I wanted to talk to you both about something. Eleanor and I are taking a trip to Santa Fe next month. 2 weeks. Marcus froze mid-bite. 2 weeks? Who's going to watch Lily after school? She's 10, not 2. And you and Vanessa are her parents, not me. This is exactly like you, making impulsive decisions without considering how they affect everyone else. Impulsive? I'm a grown woman taking a vacation with my friend. We rely on you, Mom. This is selfish. I stood up, hands shaking. This is my house, Marcus, my life. Right, throw that in our faces. Without us, you'd be rattling around this place alone. Maybe I'd prefer that to being treated like an employee in my own home. His face darkened. Fine, go on your trip. But don't come back here unless you're ready to apologize for abandoning your responsibilities to this family. I stared at my son, suddenly seeing with perfect clarity what our relationship had become. You know, Marcus, this house is solely in my name. Maybe you've forgotten that. I grabbed my purse and jacket, hands still trembling. I'm not having this conversation anymore. You've made yourself clear. Marcus stood in the doorway, blocking my exit. Where do you think you're going? Move, please. So that's it? You're just walking out because I called you on your selfishness? I stepped around him, car keys clutched tight. This house may be big enough for both of us, but apparently your ego isn't. 20 minutes later, I was at Eleanor's doorstep, overnight bag in hand. Jesus, Kendra, what happened? She ushered me inside, pouring a glass of wine before I even sat down. He basically kicked me out of my own house unless I apologize for daring to take a vacation. And you actually left? Girl, it's your house. I needed space to think clearly. Every time Jack and I disagreed, he'd stonewall until I gave in. Marcus learned from the best. The next morning, my phone buzzed with the 5th text from Marcus. When are you coming home? Lily needs help with her science project. No apology, no acknowledgement, just another demand. You know what's crazy? I showed Eleanor my phone over breakfast. When Jack died, Marcus insisted on helping with paperwork. I was so grateful. I never questioned why he needed my online banking passwords or insisted on collecting my mail. That's not help, that's control. Remember when he threw a fit because you redecorated the living room? I winced at the memory. He said I was erasing Dad by changing the furniture Jack picked out 15 years ago. Call Warren. I don't like that Marcus was trying to access your accounts. Warren met me at a coffee shop that afternoon, folder in hand. I've pulled everything. The house is worth roughly $850,000 in today's market. No mortgage. Your investments are solid. Jack made sure of that. You have options, Kendra. What if I sold the house? You'd be financially secure for life, especially if you downsize. My phone buzzed again. Another text from Marcus. Found your bank statement. Why are you withdrawing so much cash? Are you hiding money from us? I showed Warren the message. He's opening your mail? That's mail tampering. It's illegal. Kendra, this is concerning. I need a realtor. Someone discreet. Warren made a call. An hour later, Diana Martinez sat across from us, sleek and efficient in her tailored blazer. A private sale is possible. No signs, no open houses. We list privately, find a cash buyer, and close quickly. 30 days, maybe less. He'd fight it. The house is solely in your name, correct? Diana asked. Yes? Then legally, he has no say. Though I suggest moving your valuables out before he knows what's happening. I have boxes in the attic from when we downsized Jack's mother. Marcus never goes up there. My phone buzzed with another text. Mom, I've been patient enough. This childish behavior needs to stop. Come home and we'll forget this happened. Eleanor squeezed my hand. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about what Jack told me before he died. Don't let Marcus bully you when I'm gone. I didn't understand then. I do now. 2 days later, I sat in Diana's office, signing listing papers while she explained the process. Once we have an offer and you accept, Marcus can't stop it. Are you sure you're ready for this? I thought about the credit card statements I'd found online. Marcus had been monitoring every purchase I made for 3 years. The pen felt heavy, but my hand was steady as I signed my name. I've never been more ready for anything in my life. The house hit the private market on Monday. By Wednesday, Diana called with news that left me breathless. We have 3 offers. The highest is $875,000, all cash, from a couple relocating from Chicago. They're flexible on the closing date and only want a basic inspection. That's $25,000 over asking? It's a seller's market. Should I tell them yes? I looked at Eleanor, who nodded emphatically. Yes, let's do it. Marcus texted that they were taking Lily to her cousin's birthday party on Saturday. The perfect opportunity. Eleanor arrived with her SUV and 2 friends she swore to secrecy. 4 hours to get your essentials out. Let's move. We worked methodically through the house, taking photo albums, jewelry, Jack's watch collection, important documents, and irreplaceable mementos. Found another stash of open mail, Eleanor called from the study. He's been going through your medical records, too. Throw it in the box. I'll deal with it later. My phone rang with an unfamiliar number while we loaded the last boxes. Grandma? It's Lily. Sweetheart, is everything okay? Dad told me you abandoned us because you don't care about family anymore. But that's not true, is it? My heart cracked. No, honey. Your dad and I had a disagreement. I'll always love you. He goes through your stuff all the time. I saw him reading your mail again yesterday. Thank you for telling me, Lily. You're very brave. Are you coming home soon? Things are going to change, but I promise we'll still see each other. After Eleanor left with my belongings, I returned briefly to grab some clothes. I didn't expect to find Vanessa sitting alone in the kitchen. Marcus and Lily went for ice cream, she said, not meeting my eyes. I told him I had a headache. I'm just getting some clothes. He reads your diary, the one in your nightstand. Has been for years. I froze. Why are you telling me this? Because this isn't right. After Jack died, Marcus said you couldn't handle your finances, that you'd make rash decisions. I believed him. And now? Now, I think he just wanted control. The front door slammed. Marcus stormed in, face flushed, waving his phone. Care to explain why some stranger just called asking if we'd be out of the house for a home inspection? What have you done? I sold the house. His face went white, then red. You can't do that. We live here. Actually, I can. It's my house, remember? I'll fight this. I'll get a lawyer. With what money, Marcus? The money you've been siphoning from my accounts? Vanessa gasped. What is he talking about? My phone rang. Warren. I need to take this. Don't you dare walk away from me, Marcus shouted. I stepped onto the porch. Warren, what's up? I've been going through your statements. There are numerous transfers to an account I don't recognize. Nearly $30,000 over the past 3 years. I returned to the kitchen where Marcus and Vanessa were arguing in hushed tones. The closing is in 3 weeks. You have until then to find a new place. This is our home. You can't just sell it from under us. Watch me. I walked out, ignoring his threats echoing behind me. 3 weeks until closing. 3 weeks until freedom. The closing happened faster than expected. The buyers waived contingencies, and 2 weeks later I sat at the title company's conference table, signing away 30 years of memories and 3 years of control. Congratulations! The closing agent slid the cashier's check across the table. The property is officially transferred. Warren helped me deposit the money and finalize the purchase of my new condo, a modern 2-bedroom in a secure building 3 blocks from Eleanor. The movers finished setting up my new place just as Diana delivered the official notice to Marcus. My phone exploded with texts and calls. I silenced it, enjoying the peace of my new space until the inevitable confrontation arrived. It came 2 days later, pounding on my door at 7 a.m. I know you're in there. Open this door. I peered through the peephole to see Marcus red-faced and disheveled. You need to call before coming over. 30 days? You're giving us 30 days to find a place in this market with a 10-year-old? That's standard for new owners. They were actually generous. Legally, they could have given you less time. Fix this. Call them and tell them you made a mistake. There's no mistake, Marcus. The house is sold. Where are we supposed to go? How could you do this to Lily? Maybe use the $30,000 you took from my accounts to find an apartment? His face changed, the anger momentarily replaced by panic. That was a loan. I was going to pay it back. Sure you were. Just like you were helping by monitoring my purchases and reading my mail. Vanessa told you that. She had no right. Lily told me too, and Warren, and my bank, and my doctor. Do you want to hear who else knows you've been controlling and manipulating me since your father died? You're twisting everything. I was protecting you. From what? Making my own decisions? Living my own life? You're making a huge mistake. If you apologize and fix this, we can forget it happened. There's nothing to fix, and I'm done apologizing for existing. Your new landlord expects the house empty and clean in 28 days. After he left, I called Jack's sister Marjorie, always Marcus's biggest defender. He said you had a breakdown and sold the house in a fit of rage. I laughed. Ask him about the $30,000 he took from my accounts, or why he reads my medical records and personal diary. 3 days of phone calls followed. Family members, mutual friends, even our old neighbors. Each time I calmly explained what Marcus had done. The tide shifted quickly. A week later, Lily called from her friend's phone. Dad says you're punishing us because you're selfish. What do you think, Lily? I think he's scared. Vanessa says we might have to move to an apartment complex. Change can be scary, but I'm not disappearing from your life. In fact, my new place has a guest room just for you. Really? Dad says we're not allowed to visit. That's his choice, but when you're older, you can make your own decisions about our relationship. 2 weeks after closing, I hosted a housewarming dinner with Eleanor, Warren, and Diana. My phone buzzed with a text from Vanessa. We found a townhouse, smaller than we wanted, but it works. Marcus lost his promotion when your brother-in-law called his boss. He still won't admit he did anything wrong. I put the phone away, turning back to my friends, my real family. For the first time in 3 years, I felt weightless. No apologies, no looking back. That's the end of Kendra's journey from manipulation to freedom. What would you have done in her position? Was selling the house without warning justified after years of Marcus's controlling behavior? Or should she have given her son another chance? Would you have cut ties completely like Kendra did? Or tried to maintain a relationship, Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story of standing up to toxic family members, hit that like button and subscribe for more revenge stories that show there are always consequences for manipulative behavior. New stories every day.